Здравейте, приятели! Името ми е Тони и както говорихме, сме на едно специално място по едно специално време от годината, а именно в Мюнхен, на Мюнхен High-End. И с мен имам един изключително специален гост, човек, който води аудиоиндустрията през последните 30-40 години плюс, а именно господин Хайнс Лихтенагер, който е основал редица компании като Project, Audio Tuning, Record, притежава компании като Musical Fidelity и MO Sound. За целите на това интервю, тъй като господин Лихтенагер не знае български, ще бъде на английски. Ще се опитаме също по възможност, ако успеем, сега не мога да го обещая, ще направим всичко възможно да има и субтитри на български, но правим каквото можем. Важно е, Google Translate също помага. Alright, so switching to English, I just want to say a few facts about Project, and my database, honestly saying, is partly Wikipedia, partly about this section. So Project, in some numbers, 300 plus employees, operates in 80 plus countries. You have HQ a little bit north of Vienna, and 3 factories in total, if I count correct, 2 in Czech, and 1 in Slovenia, right? Slovakia, yes. always confusing the 2 countries. And most of we even made a video for our audience in the tour in the Czech factory, how things are handling originally from steel, from wood to finished product in terms of turntables. I would love to do one also in Slovakia, but we'll see. Project actually was established in year 1991, and this is very dear to my heart year, not because of other reasons, because this is the year I was born. So, in other words, if Project was a person, it would have been the same age as I am today. And could you please share some key facts about the company journey that happened for all those 33 years?
Okay, so first of all, thank you very much for giving me this possibility to talk to Bulgarian music lovers. Yeah, so I really appreciate this. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
There are some facts which are a little bit old, I would say. Yeah. In the meantime, the company is much bigger. So we are totally working for Project is now something like more like 600 people, so double, yeah.
600?
Yeah, for that it's about 65 people in Austria, and the rest are in the factories. In the meantime, we have also a cooperation in Germany, where we have the X2R factory, which was once the largest turntable factory, under contract. They're producing for us the record products,
yeah,
which are basically the dual products from the origin, modified by us. And some other project products like the A1. And then we have also a partnership in Taiwan. It's also a factory which is working exclusive for us for the Musical Fidelity, which we took over from Anthony Marcus, from the old owner. And this factory is also unbelievable good, making especially our high-end Musical Fidelity products, and the quality is exceptional, failure rate close to 0, and a very high attention to the detail. And in the beginning, I was thinking to bring this product, this factory to Europe or to manufacturing. But in the end of the day, I realized these people are so nice and so competitive and so competent, yeah, that we said we're working together, and it's a really good partnership. Everything is on partnership, yeah. So most of the partner are really long time committed to Project, there's two Czech. So actually the turntable factories in the meantime, 2 factories, one in Lichtenegger, one in Červenka. Then there is a partner in Ružnov who is doing electronic cables, furnitures and so on for us. Yeah. So actually it's already 3 factories in Czech, and then one in Slovakia, in Prešov, who is doing all the Project electronic. Yeah. So we are really, let's say, a little bit a multi-business company. It started 1991, but for me, it didn't start 1991. It started actually already in the 70s, where I was being an advisor for Hi-Fi for my friends, because I was a hi-fi lover from the beginning, and I was investing my money in the hi-fi and not in motorcycle and drinking.
Or cameras like our.
Or cameras like this, exchange stuff, and my dream was always to have a super high-end system for low cost, and I realized very soon that when you do this with a turntable, with small monitor speakers and a 20 to 50 watts amplifier, you can get for no money great sound. And that was the starting point of audio tuning to promote such systems. And I met many happy customers, and so I was getting a dealer, and then I was getting a distributor, and I'm still the largest distributor also in Austria. It's my second job. I distribute many different brands. So I think I have a little bit an expertise in the hi-fi business. But 1991, there was my big change, because I learned that by occasion that there's a factory in Czech Republic producing for, at that time, the Comic-Con. This was this time where probably the Czech were delivering to Bulgaria already the turntable, the Tesla ones. The
Tesla unit.
And you ship probably then the tomatoes and the food to Czech. And I was on search for a good turntable, because in the end of the 80s there was no good turntable anymore around, and all my basic systems, the entry-level system was always with turntable. It was never with a CD player, because already at that time a CD player didn't like so much, because it was already used as more as background music system. And I think you really can enjoy the music much better and much more intense when you listen conscious. And with the turntable, you must care. You must have time. You must clean the record. You must care when you put it on. So it's another process. So if you want to get the hi-fi lover, you make it simple better with the turntable. And so I started to convince at that time the management of Tesla, to ex-Tesla, to produce for me. And over the time, I took it over then with one of the managers there. And that was the start. And from that time, we produced more and more and more and more. And it was like an avalanche, because all the product we sold, just created new fans. And we didn't have the money for big marketing. So every marketing was for us, the good quality of the product. The ridiculous, crazy good price for that of the performance, and this magic of the analog sound, and so people were transferring this experience to other people, and it's so going faster and going more and more and faster. Then one market after one market was jumping up. In the beginning, Germany, Austria, then for sure England was very strong in the beginning. And then Scandinavia, Italy, France, and then for sure, very late the Americans, you have to say. But America still was making a big push, because this is a big marketing state, so country. And so over now today we can say analog is a big part of the experience of the human. We can call it probably even lifestyle. So if you are a music lover, you probably today, a lot of people have turntables again. So they have turntables and streaming, but turntables they use for the best sound, and streaming probably to check out the music and so on, for background.
But 1991 was very difficult, I would imagine, period. First of all, because CD was gaining far more popularity. Looking from the data that I was looking at, CD was booming and gaining more and more speed, while analog was going down. And also 1991 is 2 years after the whole...
Nothing. There was no analog anymore.
Exactly.
Everybody was closing, but the good thing is there was still some small market. But in the beginning, it was very small. It was some 100 pieces, but it was getting pretty fast, because after 5 months, I introduced project. The first model, I got the first review in Germany, and I was put in the Spitzenklasse 1, in the top class 1, with the turntable for 400 euros. Not 400, for 300 euros. It was a sensation. So it was also bought by a gadget, or it was bought by having some records at home, and I don't want to buy some plastic or don't want to throw it away, but as I said, it was starting then very fast to be quite popular.
So, but wasn't it not a huge risk for you that like everybody's going to digital, everybody going to CDs?
You know, in all my life, I didn't think about the risk. I always did that what I was convinced, and I didn't think about if it's a risk if I do now record players, I just, because everything what I was able to get from the factory at that time, I was selling. I was sold, So I had always the problem that I was getting too less, and so I didn't realize that it's a risk. I didn't also realize that the huge potential that this once will be a multi-million-dollar business. I had no idea. I was only convinced that I do the right thing. I was only convinced that it's such, for my years, is such a better experience. And so I just promoted. For sure, I had also shows, hi-fi shows, like here in Munich, where I had a booth. Not a booth. I had not the money. I had a table there. And had two turntables there, and the people were walking by and said, "This is an idiot." But I succeeded.
And this actually really moves me to my next question. 33 years, and I had pleasure several times to see you speak personally. I've watched all your interviews, honestly saying only the English ones. The German ones, I thought those a little bit difficult for me.
Yeah, my English is bad, my German is also bad. Don't worry.
But after 33 years, what really kept you and is still keeping you so motivated, so passionate about audio and the industry and everything? What is...
It's very simple. It's very simple. It's such a big pleasure. We are in such fantastic industry because we're giving people pleasure. We are in a difficult time today. The time is very bad at the moment. You watch the news. But we are giving people a huge fun. We're giving the people the joy of music. So my goal was to make as many people happy as possible. I see me like an artist, like a singer, like somebody's on stage and make the people happy. And when you have this feeling and this positive feedback, that the people enjoy your product and they are really, it's just nice. So I'd have so many ideas to bring more products and to reach even more customers. And as long as I have this idea, I will continue to do this. Not only in the analog field. So we are going also in other fields because also in the streaming and in the speakers area, we see that the industry was going in the wrong direction, making plastic and making processed audio. I'm a promoter of high fidelity, which means true sound. I don't want to listen to the sound like I don't eat my Wiener Schnitzel with ketchup. Exactly. This is so I want to listen to the music pure. And for that you need high fidelity, and for that you need stereo because you have 2 ears. And 95% of the music products today are mono and processed audio. Because the speakers are Bluetooth speakers, and maybe they are stereo technical, but because the speakers are so close together, the result is mono. And they are processed because they're making all terrible things with the signal that it's sounding a little bit more boomy. I fight against this. And so the market is so much more to make new products to convince people to go in the hi-fi stereo, to go to analog, to get this experience.
And listening in now also points me to the thought you always have put the customer first, and that this is why audio tuning is still doing also distribution for other brands. Just for me to name some of them: Austrian Audio, AudioQuest, Cambridge Audio, Klipsch, Meze, our friends from Romania, PS Audio. Some of them may be even seen as competitor brands to Project.
Not really. Not really. They are all very individual brands. And, the good thing is on hi-fi is also that it's like the wine industry. Yeah? You have so many different tastes, totally different shapes. Yeah. So it's music is such a vivid thing. Yeah. So I don't see a competition. Yeah. Everybody is pleasing a different customer. Yeah. For sure, with project, I have a little bit, let's say, a little bit different strategy. So I'm not so. I'm a high-end guy. I have big systems at home and so yeah. But I don't. not only one, not only one. But with project, I really want to give the people the high end for the hi-fi for the lowest cost possible, and that's very different to many of the brands. What you do, they are also very specialized, like only for headphones, yeah, or only for electronic, yeah. Project is, we are much more than a turntable company. We are a philosophy, yeah. We are the way like we make our products. Yeah, also is a completely different idea as most of the manufacturers. Yeah, so it's not a really competition. It's something different. We are also a little bit more lifestyle company. Think at colorful audio systems. Yes. Think at jukebox. Nobody's doing such products. Yeah, and also from the service attitude. Yeah. And the manufacturing we're doing in Europe still 95%. Nobody's doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Austrian Audio is doing this. Messi is doing this. Yeah. But the rest, what we named, no. Yeah. And so also this is a very different. We do 25 years spare part availability. Yeah. Nobody is doing this. So we care that we can repair for 25 years any product. We can deliver any spare part. Yeah.
It's an investment. It's a long-term.
It's an investment, yeah. So being project also with the manufacturing in Europe and with the tradition with our distributors, yeah. Most of our dealers and distributors are friends from day one. This is very rare in this business, yeah. So it's a completely different way of seeing the things, yeah. And therefore, I don't see me particular. As a competition to other brands because they're going in another way, sometimes very high-end or very specific for products. Yeah? But nobody is doing the whole concept like we're doing this.
But many times what I've seen, project has really led towards innovation. I think one of them, which is most of the recent one, is like the Cartridge, the Pro Balance, truly Balance. Yeah. Which is the only, to my knowledge, even still, cartridge that is balanced. Yes. Also, the true balance concept is something that I think started with project, and I see some of new manufacturers trying to get up to speed. But what I'm trying to point out is project has, for the years that I've seen it start monitoring actively, has always gained new trends or started new innovations in the analog audio.
I think we didn't be so. Thank you. Yes, for sure. We want always to bring new things to the market, but the most things what we're doing is you have to understand fully. Yeah? Hi-fi technology is an old technology. It's invented in the 60s. The problem is over the last decades, people forgot what are the essence of hi-fi. So nobody would do an unbalanced product from the beginning. This is just an invention of making products cheap because the correct connection is balanced.
Of course.
Yeah. No pro will make an unbalanced connectivity with a microphone. And why? For me, it's completely it was always completely ununderstandable that a cartridge, which is 1,000 of a line signal, is amplified, unbalanced. Yeah. What we're doing is, in project, we don't really bring new innovations. We bring things which everybody knows in the industry, in the technology. We make it aware and affordable. Yeah. We bring it to the people. We balanced products you were getting from Audio Research or from a balanced phonostage you were getting from Audio Research forever for 2,500, 3,000 euros. Yeah, not for 400.
We're referring especially to like the cartridge.
Yeah, and the same thing is the reason why I made an cartridge possible balanced is because I wanted to give the customer more balanced products for a reasonable price. And MC cartridges are the cheapest. MC cartridges are 250 to 300 euros. Yeah.
Yeah.
So therefore, I had to find a solution. Yeah. And I always try to find solutions to make really true high end more affordable, and still have it made in Europe, which is also a big challenge. Yeah.
I would imagine, like, especially with inflation and everything going more and more. One thing which you also even covered is covers. So one of the things which often you're like challenged by distributors, but this is one of the things which are really liked by the customers. They like to have variety. They like to have more covers. To have, you mentioned, project is sometimes a lifestyle.
Yes.
And people don't want to have ugly turntable.
No.
Even if regardless, I had this issue where I bought nice speakers for my home, and then I started listening, and my girlfriend came to me and said, "Those speakers are off." And I'm like, "Are you deaf or something?" And she told me it doesn't match anything. And at that moment, I was like, Heinz is right. We need to combine both the ears with the eyes. But my question here more is, out of all the covers that project is producing, which one is your favorite cover?
Colors.
Yeah, which one is your favorite cover? I always wanted to ask, which is your favorite?
Whoa, it's difficult to say. I'm more the wood guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like really nice wood finishes. Yeah. So as you have seen probably my new office. Yeah. With the beautiful finishes. So I mean, colors are changing also, the life, yeah, for sure. When you are young, probably you like high gloss black, yeah. Then you're dreaming about your Ferrari, yeah, and then you have a Ferrari red, yeah. Yeah. It's very colors. It's depending on your mood and on your room, yeah. So
Yeah.
I combine, as I said in one of my presentations, I have a multi-room system but in a different way. That means I have in every room a system, so I have multi systems, and I don't have them connected because they're all individual hi-fi systems which are really perfectly matched to the room, and they care very much that the speakers are really integrated in the room. So I have now a beautiful apartment room with a greenish, bluish sofa, and there the colorful audio system in blue is just magic, yeah. And I also try to work not only on the colors. I try also to work on cables, yeah. That means I believe that cables are better than wireless, yeah. So it's just a better result, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're intelligent and if you are integrating a product in a room correctly, then you don't see cables. And I have many rooms, yeah, where I have hi-fi system, but in not one of my hi-fi system you see a cable, yeah, because I can cover it clever, yeah, when you have a good architect. So the colors are really depending on the room I'm living in, yeah, and how it matches to the environment, yeah.
Yes, thank you very much for that. It's interesting. We are going to ask all of our partners, all of the reviews, interviews that we're doing, 3 questions, and then we're going to make a pile to see do they match. And the first one, which out of the 3 is, how would you describe project in just 2 words? If you have to just make
3 words.
3 words. If you have to describe projects with 3 words, how would you do it?
I need only 2 words.
Okay.
It's the music fascination.
Music fascination.
Yeah. That's about project. Yeah. So music fascination. Yeah.
Thank you. I think we know the answer for the next question. We all know that. Do you prefer analog or digital analog or digital audio sources?
No. This is not so easy. For sure, I prefer analog, and I listen privately 95% analog. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But one thing I want to say very clear. Yeah, you can make also a good system with a digital source. So it's much more important. The question is not the source, like is it analog or digital? The question is more, how is the recording?
Yes.
And second, how good is the speakers and how good is the amplifier and how good is the match of the speaker and the amplifier and the room?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is more what is the really important question, how this is fitting together.
Yes, thank you for that. And I'll note it for the other release as well. So what song do you typically use when you try to test an analog, an audio system, which is most of the guys that I spoke in the past have specific either tracks or specific songs they usually repeat.
There is two ways of judging. Then the number one way of judging is what is done in most of the hi-fi studios and so. Yeah, you take an audiophile track, yeah, and you make an A/B comparison. Yeah, yeah, and I think I have one of the largest collections of direct cut records and audiophile records. I have for sure close to any direct. You know what is a direct cut?
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's not produced anymore. Because no musician have the balls to go direct to the microphone, yeah, and then getting direct recorded, yeah, without any digital cut or so, yeah.
And that would be actually a very good video that we need to create exactly to describe what's a direct cut, because that's interesting. We always compile such type of questions which are little known fact or something like.
Yeah, because the direct cut, you come from the microphone direct to the cutting, yeah.
Yes.
So
to the master.
This was done in the 80s to make the best records in the world, yeah, and they have the maximum dynamic, yeah. So if you have a direct cut record, yeah, then you really can have an unbelievable, let's say, bass for dynamic, yeah. So for sure, there's many good records which I use and which
is the first one that comes to your mind?
The first one, what it comes to my mind are the records which I produced myself, because I know how they have been sounding correctly. Yeah, so I have a live reference. Yeah, because Project has produced several records. Yeah, and for sure this is for me the first master, because I know exactly how it was sounding live
from the recording to the final product.
Yeah. So these are, and you find these records on my website, yeah. The Project
and in our store
store, yeah, yeah. So that's the first reference. That's the first reference, and I bring back one of these records which I was sold out for many years, which I want to put really a little bit in front. It's a test record with music, yeah, and it was sold out for many years, and I will bring back again. I did it together with the Vienna Art Orchestra, and there are several cuts, yeah, and every cut is representing, let's say, a thing like what we are calling in the audiophile world, like timbre or dynamics or soundstage. Or music positioning, yeah, and we describe, yeah, on the record what you can listen, yeah. So it's a really nice live test record, yeah, and I think this is something which is, I think, for every music lover a must to have it, to if he is really interesting, to go to different studios and test out.
To experiment.
Yeah. Yeah. But I want to mention also another way how to listen, and this is especially important when you are going to digital products. Analog products and speakers, it's a lot of taste, yeah, because the frequency response is not always flat, yeah. So it's because the electromechanical transducer is doing with the frequency response. Some speaker has more bass or more heat. It's like the cartridge. Yeah, cartridge is like the speaker. Yeah, you have cartridges which are more open, cartridges which are more soft, and so on, and cartridges which are more for classical music or for pop music. Yeah, in digital the world is a little bit different. Yeah, when you want to making hi-fi comparison, you go into digital world, you really have to, you cannot here make an A/B comparison because they are all flat in frequency response. There is no change. So it's not, it don't sound bassier or brighter or whatever. Yeah? The difference is in these digital distortions. Yeah? They make you more nervous. They make you more, let's say, it doesn't feel good. Yeah? And that's the long note, listen. And that's the reason also why I'm listening on long term to analog, because it makes me more relaxed. Because analog make harmonic distortions. Yeah? And harmonic distortion are all everywhere. Yeah? So the human ear is known to harmonic distortion. Digital are disharmonic distortion. It's not existing in the world. Yeah? And therefore, a good digital system, you can listen that it sounds smoother and it sounds more relaxed. Yeah. And when I do digital products, I always care that my digital products never sound hard and they never sound digital. They always have a smooth character. Yeah. Sometimes we're putting even analog buffers between the digital circuits. Yeah. To give this more, let's say, harmonics in the things. Yeah. But the listening is a lot more long term. So you really have to listen for 10 minutes to a music piece and then switch, and then again 10 minutes, and you can judge only what makes you more relaxed. Yeah. And that's the way also I would recommend to listen. Also, I coming from the area where, I don't know, in the 80s, maybe you, for sure, don't remember.
91.
But anyway, 91. So, before in the 80s, you had, and even in the 90s, you had the big studios where you had 20 speakers on the wall, with the comparison. And you made A/B comparison, and you heard the speakers, but you were hearing only what speaker was fitting better to this amplifier, but not really if the speaker is very good, And at that time, there was the single speaker demonstration created where you had only one speaker in the room with one system, And you had to change the whole system, which was a big effort, So it didn't matter really A/B to comparison short. You listen 10 minutes and then you listen another 10 minutes, So that's more time, but it's the more recommendable way to judge products. At least I do like this.
And that's very interesting exactly to see how you're doing it, because what we see, we are very young in this because of communism, because of many such events in our history, and we want to grow and to show to our community different point of view. That's what we're always saying. We just want to show you different point of views for them to make an educated decision, which is best for them. And moving a little bit now to another brand which is very dear to my heart, not in 1991, but this is Musical Fidelity. And you purchased Musical Fidelity, that is in 2018.
Really? Sorry. It's 6 years.
Yeah, it's very, very recent. And what potential did you saw in this community that led you to this decision? Why out of all companies, because there is huge variety of companies, why did you go specifically with Musical Fidelity?
This is a private reason and also a business reason. So number one, Musical Fidelity was after Triangle, my second brand, which I distributed as a distributor in Austria. And it was a magic combination because Triangle was extremely open and extremely, let's say, natural fast. And when you were using Triangle at that time with some Japanese amplifier or bad amplifiers, it was sounding horrible. And when you switched to Musical Fidelity, the sun was going up and it's once sounding superlative, warm and easy. So it was a magic combination, which was making me big as a distributor because I sold lots of these. And I become very good friends with Anthony Michelson because Anthony is a musician. And he's a very, let's say, a very special person, very strong character. And over the time, many people had problems with him, not me, because I really come along with him very good. Because for me, he was also very interesting because he was knowing so much about music and about life and about many things, not only about hi-fi. And over the years, I had then also started to produce for Musical Fidelity in project factories, yeah. And then Anthony was making a big mistake with the Encore. This was a all-in-one streaming product, which is the stupidest thing what you can make. I would not recommend anybody to buy an amplifier and a streamer all in one box, because they will all go sooner or later out of date, yeah, because streaming technology is something to move on. And a good amplifier, you know, if you bought a good amplifier 30 years ago, it's still a good amplifier. Yeah, I have I have Musical Fidelity amplifiers in my collection. They are 30 years old and they're world class still. Yeah? So therefore, never mix high tech with conservative technology. Keep it separate. Yeah, buy the modern streamer and put it to the amplifier, but not integrate it. Yeah. So Anthony did this, and for sure it was a disaster, because after 5 years, everybody was screaming about maintenance. Yeah, and he could not do it. Yeah, because the system what he was doing on Linux based, it was not able anymore, and so he got financial troubles, and then he said, and then we decided that I take over the company, because I was producing, I was knowing everything about the company, I was loving the company. It's for me, when I say project is the best way to go to the best lower cost way to go to hi-fi, Musical Fidelity is for me the best way to go to really high end. Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I'm doing with Musical Fidelity. Yeah.
And do you see then the project like the starting point, moving forward, and then going to Musical Fidelity?
Yes. We will never go as far as Musical Fidelity will go with project. Yeah. We have 10 turntables now for €10,000. Yes, but our major business is between, let's say, the unit price, yeah, from 200 to, let's say, 3,000-4,000. That's our main business. Yeah, 90%. Yeah. Musical Fidelity is opposite. We're going from 1,000 to maybe 30,000, 40,000.
Yeah, but the new turntable, the M8, I really like, and
M8 is also nice. Yeah.
And not only by the looks, but also on the sound is
very special.
Quite nicely, the new tone arm. Yeah. So there is this common belief that vintage audio, in some of the forums and somewhere on the internet, that vintage audio is superior towards the new, and many brands are only going towards new. You have done a little bit different. With the A1, you resurrected a model which was discontinued. The original model was in the 1984. I remembered. I did not even write it, but I forgot to write it. So you resurrected this model, which is literally showcasing if something was good back then, it's still good today.
Yeah.
But you made some improvements.
No, yeah, we made
it small.
Yeah, we made improvements because one mistake of Anthony is he had great product design. He was an unbelievable good designer. But then when it comes to the end of the product, sometimes he tried to save money. Yeah, so the product wasn't reliable. Yeah, so I just made the product reliable. Yeah, and I added a remote control and I added some modern components. Yeah, which makes the sound even better. But the rest I didn't touch. Yeah. But true is what I said, yeah. Hi-Fi was invented in the 60s. And, you know, a clip horn was even invented years before, and it's still a fantastic product. Yeah, so good hi-fi products from the past have their existence right, yeah, and they are great, yeah. What does not mean that they are better than today products, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I would say today products in relationship are sometimes even cheaper because we have, let's say, new materials. Yeah? We have neodymium magnets. We have carbon. Yeah, we have modern plastics. We have modern rubber technology, which didn't exist. Yeah, so I can damp now a turntable completely different than the people who could do it in the 70s. Yeah, so they are existing here. Very good product. They are, in the end of the day, it's always the same game, yeah. If you bought in the 60s, 70s, yeah, some bad product, yeah, it was also a throwaway. And in the 80s, yeah, you could buy a fantastic Sony product, but you could buy from Sony a hi-fi tower which was just plastic bad. You understand? Throw away. Yeah. Sony had Esprit, which I have an Esprit preamplifier. It's a fantastic product. Yeah. And then they had all these products which are throwaway products, and it's the same today. Yeah. When you buy a product today which is good, you will have it for a lifetime. Yeah. But when you buy some plastic product, yeah, from the internet, yeah, which is more like toy technology, yeah, and turntable today is a good example, yeah, because turntable is a fashion product today. Yeah, you see so many products, so many brands which are no turntable brands. They are just putting something on the product and let it made somewhere. They have no idea how a turntable is working, yeah, but they are now a turntable brand, yeah. And if you buy such a thing, then you buy a throwaway thing, yeah. Yeah.
And the record is cheaper than the turntable is cheaper than the record.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's just so a good product has a certain quality, and when a vintage product had a certain level, then it's fantastic, yeah.
And will there be some new products if you made this during this Munich high-end from both project and...
We have many new.
We can't wait to see them tomorrow.
also Musical Fidelity, I will bring back a vintage product. Yeah.
Yeah. So that will be released tomorrow.
Yes, this will be released tomorrow because this is one of the big invention of Anthony Michelson, because as the CD player was coming to the market, everybody was thinking CD player is superior, and honestly, a really good made CD player is not so bad, yeah. But the industry made it cheap, yeah. Mm-hmm. They made it full of features, yeah. And then, you know, in the mid of the 90s, you were opening a CD player, looked inside, and there was nothing inside anymore.
Yeah. Just a small circuit and a laser.
And there was not even an analog output stage, yeah. So Anthony found the X10D, which was nothing else as a tube analog output stage, yeah, which you plugged behind the CD player, and then the CD player was sounding great, yeah. And such a product I will bring back. I will call it the X-Tube, yeah. And the X-Tube will be perfect for everybody who is a streamer, but the sound is more digital. So they put the streamer and then the X-Tube, yeah, and then they have a super warm sound. Very simple. This is again the thing what I said, yeah. It's known technology. It's nothing rocket science. Yeah. It's a big innovation because people forgot that such things are existing.
Oh, that will be quite interesting. So let's see them tomorrow.
And some new project products too.
Some new project products tomorrow. So tomorrow we're going to have full coverage. It will be very nice. And I really want to take this opportunity to thank you for all the time that you're investing in this. Yeah. That this is really much appreciated. I hope by our viewers, about our community that's continually growing. We are now 2,000 subscribers and still growing in the last couple. So it's quite a journey. We're just starting. This was the first interview, and I'm really honored to have this with you, Heinz. And
Thank you.
We really can't wait to see what will be next, because we're greedy people and we like to see what's next. We see something good and we don't.
I now I have three words. I would say stereo music fascination. So I made now three words out of you.
Thank you, Heinz.
Okay,
see you tomorrow. Благодаря за всички, които ни гледахте. Надявам се да ви е харесало. И както преди, така и сега. Аз бях Тони. До следващото видео.